This is The Big Show. The Big Show.
Happy Friday, Seawolves. Thanks for making us a part of your weekend. I'm Jake Aricchio, and welcome to The Big Show. Yes, The Big Show. This broadcast contains work from students right here at the School of Communication and Journalism. Today's show features top stories that are out of this world, some food for thought, insight on nutrition, and so much more. We begin today's proceedings with a historic event. For hundreds of thousands of years, people have looked up at the moon, many wondering what could possibly be on the other side. After years of hard work and dedication, thanks to the crew at NASA, we finally discovered what lies beyond. Let's take a look. Yeah, the Artemis II expedition doing a phenomenal job capturing this celestial body. First time really humanity has been around there since 1972 was the last time that people went up to the moon. It was really a sight to behold. There's an Earthrise there, beautiful shot there. Really need to hire some of these people for our team. The moon looks great. I really wish I can go up there. I'm very, very jealous of the people that got some of these shots. It's really a sight to behold. The crew aboard the Artemis II that you see behind me, they're the ones taking these shots. At this point, they're prepping to re-enter the atmosphere today at around 25,000 miles per hour. We here at the SOCJ wish them a safe landing. Meanwhile, back here on Earth, something much more ordinary is at the center of a new controversy. Eating is under the slogan of Make America Healthy Again. It's an initiative led by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and it's changed the way that America thinks about its nutrition. It's also altering the way medical schools teach. Here's Aisha Suleimana with more.
Following the announcement of the Make America Healthy Again initiative by the United States Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, many educators across medical schools in the United States have begun reforming their curriculum to be able to facilitate this initiative.
Well, I think that medical schools are going to need to dive deeply into their curriculum to understand what they are teaching as far as nutrition is concerned, and then look for both gaps and redundancies in that teaching to try to improve it. There's been a lot more evidence to suggest that nutrition and chronic disease are closely linked, and for this reason, we need to teach students how to use nutrition for their advantage in promoting the health of their patients.
Dr. Wackett highlights that the Stony Brook School of Medicine is actively embracing this initiative and is currently revising its curriculum.
So currently, we are preparing for our next accreditation, and in doing so, we're mapping our entire curriculum. We're mapping a lot of things, but two of the important areas as far as nutrition is concerned is specifically nutrition and diabetes education. We have currently completed the full mapping, and we now understand where nutrition is taught in our curriculum. The next steps will be to look at specifically what's taught to see if it's adequate. Currently, we have 53 hours which are dedicated to nutrition, both in our preclinical, or phase 1, and our clinical curriculum, or phase 2. Specifically, 26 hours are taught in phase 1, and 27 hours are taught in phase 2. Well, I think certainly the initiative is going to help us fine-tune our nutrition curriculum and ultimately lead to a better experience for our students.
At Stony Brook, Colin Act, the body in charge of campus dining, and the general students body also supports this ongoing initiative.
I think the Make America Healthy Again initiative allows students to start making informed choices about their decisions, allows them to really want to learn about their food and where their food comes from. So the SPB's campus dining program offers a ton of dining options that are nutritious, they are craveable, they're sustainable, but they really are able to meet the needs of the students and their dietary food preferences. The NutriSlice app is one of the apps that we have on campus that will display all of our menus on campus. It'll provide nutritional information, the food allergies, and it really allows students to learn about our food and to help make educated decisions. We value feedback tremendously within our SBU's campus dining program. Their students are able to use a feedback form listed online to help provide their feedback to continuously improve our program.
Currently, America is facing several sorts of epidemics. For one, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and mental illness, right? And there's some studies showing that there's some correlation of genetic expression underlying these conditions, but also on the surface, is people not being knowledgeable about nutrition. And oftentimes, people don't understand what they're putting in their bodies. They could tell you what kind of gas they put in their car, but when you ask them a question like, well, how much sodium did you consume? They don't have a clue. For me, I think this is an awesome initiative, and I hope that it gets some traction and people become more knowledgeable about nutrition.
Thanks, Aisha. Great work on getting that inside scoop. I needed to change my diet for a while, but the couch potato with me is just not going to let that happen. As for what will be happening, let's hand you off to my friend Robin Metz with the weather.
Hi Seawolves, my name is Robin Metz, and happy spring. It is definitely getting warmer, with highs in the 50s this weekend and in the 60s for the rest of the week. Now, it's looking like rain on Monday, but as they say, April showers bring May flowers, and as you can see behind me, the flora on campus is already in full bloom and looking absolutely gorgeous. Now, the warmer weather is the perfect time to get outside and have some fun in the sun, so bring your study materials to Stoller Steps and soak up all of that great vitamin D. Back to you at the studio, Jake.
Thanks, Robin. I'll try to stop by the Stoller Steps on my way home. I deserve a little sunbath. Speaking of going home, I'll be dealing with expensive gas prices, but that's not new. What is new is the cost of keeping up with the baseball season this year. Yankees fans in particular are paying a pretty penny to keep up with their ball club. We sent our very own A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, to investigate.
This is Alex Rodriguez reporting for The Big Show. For many Yankee fans, including myself, watching the game on TV isn't as simple anymore. With games split between local cable broadcasts, national broadcasts, and streaming services, keeping up with the game is harder than ever and more expensive than ever as well. That frustration was already showing up before the season even began. Reporting from the New York Times highlighted just how complicated the Yankees' viewing experience has become, with fans now dealing with multiple platforms and rising costs just to keep up. On campus, students shared similar frustration over the changing way Yankees baseball is being watched.
Me having to get to buy a subscription, it's just annoying to have to buy it instead of just watch it on cable, because I do not have the service to watch it from my dorm room. Same goes for Yankee games that I want to watch. I have missed quite a few games, actually.
I think it is hard, because for me, it's kind of like Netflix in a way. It's like, you want to see this favorite show of yours, but oh, it's Netflix exclusive. You got to pay this much amount of money per month to see it. Streaming services are asking for more money. It's like, are they just that desperate for our money?
For some students, it all comes down to access. Depending on what services they already have, some can watch most Yankee games, while others still miss the ones that move to streaming.
I got the cable package at home, so I watch most of them, but the ones on the streaming services are the ones I'll miss.
Yeah, kind of the same answer. I have Amazon Prime, which is the only one I'm able to see, but other than that, I can only watch the ones on cable.
Yeah, I have most of the services, so I could access the games.
I have HBO Max through my mom. I have Prime. I have Netflix. I've had that for 8-10 years already, so I mean.
As for solutions, students had different ideas on how to make Yankees games easier to watch.
Have it on all, TV providers, all games on the TV providers that are major, like cable. If you got, whatever it is, Verizon, I think that makes it easier instead of having to subscribe.
I think you'll actually see more cable companies, more regional sports networks do collaborations, do contracts, create deals with Netflix, Apple TV, Prime, in order to, facilitate expansion of viewership.
For many fans, watching the Yankees games just isn't as simple as it used to be.
Reporting for The Big Show, I'm Alex Rodriguez.
Thanks, Alex. I used to have the YES Network on every day in the house. Since you dropped cable, though, it hasn't been the same. From a consumer's perspective, it's just foul. Fortunately, our sports report can be heard for free. With that, let's turn it over to James Quigley with the latest local matchups.
Some of us are waking up weary-eyed this morning after being fixated on the TV screen as the New York Knicks took on their fierce rivals, the Boston Celtics, last night at MSG for a divisional bout. Both teams would put up a huge fight. However, Josh Hart's 26-point night would push New York to a narrow 112-106 victory. Both sides felt like the title was on the line. The Knicks continue to prepare for a deep playoff run as they face the Hornets for the final game of the season on April 12th. And on the ice, the New York Rangers would also have a competitive matchup Wednesday night against our western neighbors, the Buffalo Sabres, who will be making their first playoff appearance in 15 years. Buffalo's dominant offense would prove too much for the Rangers' defense as the Sabres would come away with a 5-3 win. Baseball is still in its early days, but the Sultans of SWAT, the New York Yankees, are dominating in the American League start as they look for their 9th victory of the season against the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow at 6 p.m. The Yankees aren't the only team bringing on the heat, as our local Seawolves women's lacrosse team has extended their winning streak to 7 games following a 19-7 victory in a matchup against Towson. Bayport's very own Julia Fusco would lead the charge with a remarkable hat trick in the first quarter. As for Stony Brook men's baseball, the Seawolves would fall short to Sacred Heart University in a 5-11 loss on April 7th. They will look to try and turn their season around as they travel down the road to face Nassau County's Hofstra University today at 2 p.m. Best of luck to our fellow student athletes. That's all I have for now. Back to you, Jake.
Thanks, James. That Celtics-Knicks game was something special, man. One of the best games of the year easily. As a ball enjoyer myself, I need a 7-game series between those two now. Well, that'll be all from us today. As a graduating senior, it's been an honor to sit at this desk for the past 4 years. To my fellow seniors, May 22nd will be here before you know it, so be sure to work hard and enjoy the ride. For The Big Show, I'm Jake Riccio. Thanks for watching. That's what I'm thinking, yeah.